Hey everybody, it's Friday, January 29th, 2021. I apologize in advance, I'm a little bit under the weather. You might have heard it in my previous video, a little bit nasally sounding, and that's why I haven't been putting out videos as frequently. But after sleeping about 13 hours straight, I think I'm okay to do a little bit of reporting here for you. Now, this is my opinion, I want to put that out there up front, but I think everything is about to change in a major way. Okay, now the writing has been on the wall, the signs have been everywhere, and I told you back in mid-December, expect crazy things to happen in the United States with all of the divisiveness, the unrest, and what have you. Okay, now everybody's been talking about GameStop and Robinhood restricting trades and how unfair it was, and that's just in my opinion, just a symptom of the broader situation here. All right, and this is happening on multiple levels, but when the little guy, when the average trader, the retail trader, starts to get a leg up on the system or on the hedge funds or the big guys, the money makers, what do? They change the rules. They restrict the trading. All right, and we've seen this with corporate America. This is nothing new. The little guy gets nailed, wiped out, and the big guys, they get basically free reign because they're considered too big to fail. All right, and I've said this before, I would be very cautious about going long right now. I would be very cautious about having money on these exchanges. All right, what if what's been happening with GameStop and some of these brokers, Robinhood, and it's not just Robinhood, it's even brokers such as Interactive Brokers restricted trading in certain stocks. All right, and I should mention that's not new either. There have been thousands of times, tens of thousands of times where stocks have been halted because of volatility and unusual run-ups or drops. They'll stop the trading, and there's a lot of speculation out there about what the reason is, and a lot of people have speculated that it's to allow the big guys, the hedge funds, the big money, to get their positions in place. And some are seeing that, and some are saying that these brokers are allowing the big fund managers and these funds to continue trading behind the scenes and get out of their positions if necessary before the little guy, the retail investor, is allowed to continue to trade. Now that's just speculation. Nobody knows exactly about what goes on behind the scenes, but it has been reported and revealed just in the recent past that Robinhood shares all of your information. So the hedge funds, they can see what your position is. They know how much to drop the stock or push the stock up in order to shake you out of your position, right, and make you want to sell and take a loss, right? So none of this is new, but at least now it's being exposed, right? So if we can find a good part of this or a silver lining, a lot of people are beginning to wake up, and everybody's talking about it. Even people that are not into investing and trading are talking about it. All right, but what if, and I want to clarify, what if a broader awareness is going to come out of this? And what if we find out, what if most people now are realizing how rigged the system is, how rigged the Ponzi scheme is against the little guy, right? And what's going to happen if the brokers go down? What if they find a lot of bad things that are going on with the brokers? How long is it going to take you to get your money out of these brokers? That's why I've been in a mostly cash position now for a while, because I've seen this coming. And I think we're going to start seeing bigger and bigger things happening. And I'm not saying that brokers are going to fail and go under and take your money. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying look for the signs and be cautious and be alert. And that's what I'm doing. I'm being more cautious. And that's why I've been stressing for a while now. Hard assets, things out of the system. Some people think that digital assets or cryptos are a way to get out of the system. In a way they are, but you're still dependent on the grid. And what have we seen happening now more frequently? We've seen power outages, some countries losing power, parts of the East Coast losing internet. And what if this spreads? And we're also dependent now on digital payouts and deposits into our checking accounts. What if the banks closed? What if the system goes down? What if the banking system freezes up? What if the digital funds on a screen are not available for you? What are you going to do? All right, there's people out there with hundreds of thousands of dollars in GameStop because the stocks took such a big run up, such a big increase, and a lot of them are not cashing out. They're going to keep it in there hoping for more gains. right? And I've always said if you see big gains, take some of your funds out of the system and realize those gains. Don't just sit there with digits on a screen, also known as paper gains. It may look good on the screen, but take those gains, turn them into real assets. And I've always said silver is the number one asset. And let's take a look at the markets, by the way, and some news on silver. And I've said this was possibly a turning point in the market. And I would be very cautious right now with the new administration. Are you so sure that the Fed is going to be there for these markets like they were for the previous administration, right? I think there's a lot going on behind the scenes that you and I are not privy to, but we can look at the signs and we can see today huge sell-off. 620 points. We're now down below 30,000 on the Dow Jones. All major indexes in the red. Gold, 1845. Silver up over 4%, back up over $27. All right, now think about this and ask yourself this question. What if much bigger, more sinister operations are going to be revealed behind not just the brokers, but the entire banking system? And what if it's not just the banks or the brokers directly? What if it's just a broader systemic issue? Look at what happened on the East Coast. Big internet outages hit the East Coast, causing issues for Verizon, Zoom, Slack, Gmail. Major internet outages affecting users from Washington, D.C. to Boston, right? Okay, I would be very defensive and on the cautious side right now. People have accused me of being overly cautious. I'd rather be overly cautious than overly optimistic, that's for sure. And so many people are just being, in my opinion, fooled out there. They're wasting their money. They're blowing their stimulus checks. And we knew even a ways back that these stimulus checks were going to go into trading because a lot of people, they feel like they just need to go out and gamble because it's the only way to make it. It's the only way to get by is to use your money to try to double or triple or quadruple your money because the stimulus checks that are handed out are simply not enough. So people are desperate and they're going to use that money to try to multiply their profits. They're going to put that into the markets. And let's go back to this article right here. We pointed this out a ways back. The $1,400 stimulus checks will blow up the stock market, and this was reported by Forbes. All right, so we saw this coming. J.P. Morgan strategist calls it a repeat of 2020's spring boom. The answer is liquidity, which appears to be reverberating once again in an intense manner via retail investors. In a repeat to second quarter of last year in a recent note. Okay, now don't get me wrong, I'm still going to trade these markets, just not a big position like I would have several years ago. There's people out there that have 90% of their net worth tied up in an online broker somewhere. And my question is, what's going to happen if something happens with the broker, if the broker gets in trouble legally, legal issues? What if your broker goes under investigation for some shenanigans that they're trying to pull in the background, right? We don't know. I would just suggest right now to be really, really cautious. Again, new administration. We're in the bottom of the ninth, in my opinion, still in this what's been called a bull market, which is actually a recession in disguise. The only reason why you're not seeing absolute blood on the streets right now is all the stimulus and unemployment benefits that are handed out. If it were not for the endless printing press, you would see a 1930s style depression unfold right before your eyes. And we're already seeing signs of it, right, with the food lines, all the dependence on the payouts and handouts. It's not good. This system is under major pressure, and the cracks have been emerging for a while now. But I think everything's about to change, guys. Stay well, stay safe, stay prepared. Come back here for more reporting. Be careful out there. Bye now.